Wow, this is good. Thank God we're doing a test here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, can you hear me now? Thank Christ, I was just talking away. I was just talking a lot of shit, to be fair, so that's okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Let me know below. And Marie, I was doing this. You were doing this earlier on. We are on. Excellent, good. The sound is on. Now, is it good or does it sound shit? Because I bought these mics. I've got a little wireless mic here, Lavier mic, because I think this is pretty good. And it's connected wirelessly to my house because I like to walk about. So I've got this whole studio area here, as you see. This is very different from the Forge. Sounds great. Good. I'm really pleased. Thank you. Thank Christ I changed this. I've got to learn to double check that. Absolutely superb. So not too echoey. Good to get some feedback. Absolutely amazing. Right, okay, so we're going to sort of start again. So it's Elliot Brown here in London town now, not Essex. So that's going to have to change, but we're going to go through Essex for the time being because we had a little bit of a following going on last year with some shows that we were doing. I was doing with Adrian Dorobantu, as you may well know. But now we've got a whole brand new thing going on called the Devilishly Good Business Show. This is the business version, and it's going to be going out. So I want to tell you, I might have shown you a second ago. I know Anne-Marie knows about this app, but if you don't know about this is called Clubhouse. Now, since the beginning of the year, I've been on this app, and it's absolutely superb. It's a voice-only app. I'm going to be turning up in a second. I'm actually in the room at the moment. I'm like on a virtual stage, and my intro and outro is Elliot Brown, London town, with the orange background. As you can see, we've got some orange, and it's the accent colour of the business, as you'll probably know from some of the branding. We've got some new stuff coming that way as well. Listen, this isn't going to be particularly businessy. I wanted to do a live. I wanted to test the mic and get that going. But also, I'm going to be doing quite a few bits and pieces going forward. There's learned so much crap this year. Oh my God. And how have I learned it? I've learned it from mixing with some of the best, most successful entrepreneurs on the planet that are using this app, the Clubhouse app. Now, if you're not on Clubhouse, I suggest you go and check it out. You may have heard about it, but it is an absolute, literally, it will blow your mind how much information there is. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit over the coming days and weeks, and I want to get you guys involved in it as well. Well, I'm going to be setting up a brand new Facebook group as well, which is going to be, I'm going to tell you about that probably next week, and we're going to basically combine a little bit of Clubhouse with the Facebook group, and get some conversations going in there as well, because there is so much to be learnt, so much free information that literally I absolutely love it, and it's massively helped my business change, my life change. It's changed a lot of things and created a lot of new friendships as well, and not just business relationships but friendships as well, which I have to be honest with you, being an entrepreneur can be a bit of a lonely place, so it's nice to have that very like-minded people. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit now. So I'm on this Clubhouse app, and as you can hear,
all about following the gut, and I really loved hearing your story.
So what it is, let me tell you about it. So there's me on stage now, okay, and I'm one of the moderators. Now I've got about 20-odd thousand followers, which I've never ever got traction on social media before, really, to this level. In fact, it's increased my Instagram from 1,500 to over 4,000. Now that's completely organic, and I've got people with blue ticks following me. In fact, I'm friends with people with blue ticks. That's never happened before. And actually people have been saying that carry on doing this, and I'll get a blue tick at some stage. Who gives a shit as long as it works? But you know what is working? It's helped Instagram, but mainly on Clubhouse, I'm recognised as a speaker on stages. Now, I've spoken on a couple of stages in front of a room of people a few times. I can't say I'm a speaker particularly. You may think that I've got a bit of professionalism on that side, which I fucking don't, because I swear. But you know, that's the one my way. But you may think that. But I haven't really done a great deal of it. And when I first got on the app, I was nervous as hell. I was like, oh, what do I say? What do I say? And I thought, what could I say? What could I ask? Because they get you to come up on a stage, onto a virtual stage. And what you've got here is, here's the sort of stage, right? And then if I scroll up there, you've got an audience full of people. So these people down here are the audience, okay? So if you're down in the audience, you can get brought up from the audience and get asked to ask a question. Now, what you don't do is you don't sell yourself on Clubhouse. There's a little bit of a little bit of an in-depth sort of look into how Clubhouse works. Now, Shaquille, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks very much for joining. Anne-Marie and Royke, thank you very much for joining me, guys and girls. It's really good to see that. And I can obviously engage with you as well here, which is why I want to bring in, of course, Cody is with me, and obviously she's sending hearts because we just got this kicked off today, but I was silent at the time. So we had a great day today, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second as well. But yeah, let's stick to Clubhouse. So you can get pulled up on the stage to ask a question. You don't sell yourself, you don't pitch yourself. There are rooms for that, but there are lots of rooms. If you're wandering the halls of Clubhouse, you need to be following the right people. So if you follow me, for example, then I'm going to be in certain rooms, and they might be to do with business, they might be to do with marketing, they could be. Shaquille's just gone into Clubhouse recently. I see that. So as Shaquille is saying, he's just got onto Clubhouse recently. Shaquille, you want to be following me, and I'll bring you up onto stage. I know you've got a lot of value to be had and to be added to the rooms, of course. Pleased that Anne-Marie says that it sound fab. That's good. And also, I'm going to say to Royke has sent me a message, and he said that I wasn't. You can hear me a little while ago, and of course, going to put Cody up onto the screen with her love hearts. Boom, boom. Okay, so that's good. And I love this because we can interact. Well, if you like the interaction we can do here, what you really can do is you can really interact on Clubhouse. So you want to be getting yourself over there. Now, I do have a few invites. So if you're interested in getting on Clubhouse, it was, in fact, Cody's got a few invites as well. We've probably got 10 or 12 between us. So if you're interested in getting on Clubhouse, then drop a message and we'll have a chat and see if it's something you want to get onto. And I'll explain something to you as well. But hopefully you're going to find out a little bit today. Now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to turn this up. So you've got a number of people, and they're going to be speaking about certain things. Now, this room is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Leaders. Now, the book is actually called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which actually is up on the bookshelf up there. I listened to this book quite a lot last year. Really, really interesting book, and there's a lot to be learned from it. But I have to be honest with you, I have learned more of the people on this app, the entrepreneurs, the business people, the leaders, the speakers, the marketeers. Like there's everything you ever want to find in business, and there is all sorts of levels of success as well. And you know what? There's a lot of transparency, and that's what I absolutely love. The honor, the honest. What's the word? The authenticity. There's a serious amount of authenticity on air as well. So superb. So Clubhouse, you want to get on that. Anyway, listen. Let's have a little chat about what we're going to be doing here moving forward with the Devilishly Good Business Show. I'm going to be getting guests in here into the studio, which is here in the middle of the office, so it actually fits quite well. Not most massively practical because the desks are here, so a little bit like before in the Forge where I was running it from the corner of a room. I had no space. I had like space about this big. Now, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be getting guests in. We've got guests coming in off Clubhouse, and these are all sorts of really, really interesting, likable, personable people. And we're going to be getting them on the couch, and I'm going to be having a bit of a chat with them. We're going to be having a very open chat, possibly even a drink or two as well. I know I threatened to do that in the last studio. We didn't really do it. We did it once actually when we did a launch, which was pretty cool. If you're liking the idea of the show, more chat show style than a podcast studio, if you're liking the idea of that, then send me some hearts, give me some hearts and drop some comments below. Let me know what you'd like to get from an edutainment show. Now, there is the Devilishly Good Business Show, which we're going to have, of course, people to do with business, but there's also going to be some edutainment stuff in there as well, and we're going to see how that develops into what show. My mum has joined. Mum is going to be so pleased that I'm back on the show. Glad to see you back. Yes, thanks, Mum, and we need to catch up. So I did try to call you on the weekend, so I sincerely apologise, Mum. Big love to you. One of my biggest fans, of course. Mum was pretty well here on every show last year when I was running when myself and Adrian were co-hosting the Pivotal Podspective. I changed that name because it sort of went off it a little bit. But this time last year, unbelievably, I was doing the C19, how we deal with it, where it was the first real kickoff of me doing shows, live shows, and podcasts, really, which was pretty interesting. Just as everything hit and the world started changing, I put a post out on social, on Facebook, into groups, and got a huge amount of interest from people that wanted to come on the show and talk about how they were dealing with COVID and how that was impacting them and what they were doing to pivot and change their business and what they were doing to get themselves back out there again. Well, how the world has changed since then, everybody. And I don't want to go on about that now because I'm looking towards the future. As the world is opening back up again, here in London, we've well opened up, and there's talk. Some bullshit about, they might not open properly. Well, as far as I can see, everybody, it's pretty well open. And in fact, my life has continued to be open because I haven't let the constraints of the world affect me too much. Of course, it does a little bit, but I don't want to get into that right now. What I do want to talk about is getting on and doing this show. I'm going to be going live at random times of the day. I'm going to be testing to see what works and what doesn't. Let's get somebody else. We've got Irene. Thanks very much for joining us, Irene. Really good to have you here watching the show as well. Thank you for joining us. And pleased it sounds good. That's really good. And I'm pleased because these mics, that I was advised to buy more expensive ones. And I thought I'd try these out because I'm a skinflint. I'm running everything on a shoestring as always. But it works. So that's the main thing. I actually have a second one as well, so it's going to be good for a guest. I'm probably have to get a third as well. It's going to link in with that. But I'm really excited to be doing this, not only because I like doing this sort of stuff, but I want to be getting guests in. I want to be chatting to people. I've always wanted to do that sort of chat show style show, and I sort of kicked it off last year when I did the fireside chats, but it was across a bit of it. It was still a bit podcasty for my liking. So I want to change it up a little bit. So I used to call this soft media. I don't even know what it is called, to be fair. Podcasts, audio podcasts, video podcasts, which is what this is, I suppose. But I'm really excited to be doing it. So I want to be hearing from everybody, whether you're watching this now, I'm stammering a little bit, whether you're watching this now or whether you watch it afterwards on whatever platform, send me a message. Let me know what you'd like to get from the show. Because as it's called, the Devilishly Good Business Show, I don't just want to talk about some business, I want to talk about some devilishly good tools and tips that people have got to get themselves out there in business and to make things work, okay? Forget pivotal, we want some devilishly good stuff, right? And the reason is because this links very nicely into what I'm doing with the business now, so we're going to tell you very quickly. This isn't a sell, by the way, but because I've crowdsourced information because of things like Clubhouse, because of getting on stages, because of talking to hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of entrepreneurs globally, really understanding where they need some help and stuff like that. We've gone from being, in essence, a one-man band, Cody helping me and a couple of other people over the last year or so, and sort of going through last year trying to figure out where the new path of business was going to be. And we did sort of have some virtual staff. We provided some virtual staff and virtual services. Well, now we have a team, and I'm talking about quite a large team offshore. And today actually did a video call with everybody in the business, in the team, the main team, and this is all virtual professionals. Now you might know them as VAs or virtual assistants. We prefer to call them virtual professionals. In fact, we are niching down into virtual teams. Virtual teams is where it's at. Think about this, right? You've got a business and you've got lots of messy shit to take care of. Maybe you've got some marketing to do. I don't know. You're maybe not pretty good at it. Maybe you're really creative, but you're not very good at implementing it. So you're going to need a few people to get all those bits and pieces together to be able to do the marketing or to do your admin or whatever. So you can put these people together. You don't need to have them sat in your office. We could do it at a lesser cost than it would be to employ somebody, and you haven't got to have them sat there, you haven't got to manage them all the time, and then we can manage them for you. So we've really gone into this in a big way. I'm really knuckling down now, and we've got interviews of like anywhere between 10 and 20 interviews going on a day to vet VAs, virtual professionals, virtual teams for clients coming in. And it's thanks to things like Clubhouse, which has really helped me to understand. So if you want to learn how to craft your business better in the new world of business, then I recommend you get on Clubhouse. So anyway, so we're going to be doing a show, right? We've got whole new business ventures, not vision, but direction going on. But more importantly, I want to get into the edutainment space. I want to be having some fun. I want to be getting people on the show as well, like I did before. So we're going to get some guests. We can get virtual guests on. So if you want to be a virtual guest, get on. But I want to know what it is that you do that's devilishly good. And do you know what? I don't want to know what you do that's devilishly good all the time, just in business. I actually want to know some naughty things about you as well that most people don't know. So have a little think about that. I want it to be entertaining. There's some fun stuff going in there as well. And as we go through it, I'm going to be probably divulging stuff about myself. So if you want to find out more about me, because I haven't really talked a great deal about me over the last sort of year or two while doing shows and going lives and things, then absolutely keep an eye on what's going on Essex Business Radio for now, on my personal Facebook, on all the channels that you might be watching now. So it's Essex Business Radio on its Facebook, it's YouTube, we've got Forge Management's Facebook, we've got Essex Business Radio's group right now as well, but that's going to be changing shortly, and my personal Facebook page as well. And actually from next week, all being well, I'm going to be going live on Instagram at the same time from a camera that's going to be placed about here. So, it's a bit of a mic test. I don't want to go on too long, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can join in the room here and just basically add in, see what we can say here. So at the moment, these guys are talking about... So, the lady talking at the moment is Alison. She just released a book called Smash It. Now, Alison Edgar is an MBE, a really interesting woman, and she just released this book called that, which she's actually done on the back of getting people on Facebook, and she released an app as well. So Alison Edgar is talking right now. What I'm going to do is going to chip in a second, or chime in as they say on Clubhouse, and I'm going to see if I can speak up.
Thanks, Alison. So we've added an extra habit.
One second, if you can hear this.
Have you got? Did Alison give you a song?
One second. Now Beiju, we'll be meeting with Beiju this Saturday in Hyde Park. If you're on Clubhouse and you want to meet up when you're around London, then we're going to be in Hyde Park. Oh, Joe, I can't stand this song, by the way. Oh no, who likes this song? If you like this song, don't even drop a comment. It's my personal preference, by the way. I'm going to turn that down there because I wonder if you can hear this properly. Let us know if you can, because I really want to know that you can hear Clubhouse on it as well, because I'm going to be doing Clubhouse while I'm going lives as well.
So, Alice, can we only one tune?
Right, one second. Let me see if we can get in here.
Sing it live on Saturday. Is that like?
Yeah, I'll play it. You play it. Come down and you.
So here we go. Let me see if I'm just going to chime in now. I haven't done this before.
Oh my God, I should put that on my board.
Oh, they're still talking, for God's sake. Come on, guys. Now, if I press this button here, I'm going to unmic, and that's when I can talk, and they're going to hear me. Oh, God. Do you hate this song? Right. Guys, can I quickly chime in here? Do you mind? Very, just like genuinely really quickly. I'm not hijacking anything, Jeanette, Beiju. I just want to let you know that I've just gone live on Facebook and loads of different channels because I'm trying out something at the same time as doing this. And I've just let everybody know about your room, Jeanette, and a couple of people here. I've just been talking about Alison Edgar, just letting people know. There's only about 4 people watching. I'm just trying my mic out. I've got a Lavier, a wireless mic here, so I can actually go on Clubhouse and do some lives at the same time as well, and sort of bring the whole thing together. So I just was going to quickly do that. So I'm not hijacking the room at all. Beiju is credible. We're going to meet him with Beiju on Saturday. And Jeanette is an incredible entrepreneur and runs some great rooms. I love the energy these people bring. So I just wanted to do that. And I'm just sort of trying it out, guys. So that was it, really. Jeanette, thank you very much. I just thought I'd just quickly chime in there and let a few people know about Clubhouse and see if they want to get involved.
I can see you. I'm on live. I can see you, Elliot. I can see your Facebook live.
Yeah, baby.
That's brilliant, Elliot. Yeah, love it. And how great technology is that we can live stream across multiple platforms. So thank you very much for the shout out. Really appreciate it. And we have such great discussions here in the room, So the more people that can benefit from that, the better, of course. So yeah, thank you, Elliot. Brilliant point from Alison as always. So I Jude, I'm just going to...
So there you go. And so Grant King is saying you can't really make out the audio from the phone, so I'm going to have to learn to keep that closer to my mic. But this, as I said, it's a test. I think Beju was joining us for a second. So we're going to put. So Grant said can't make out the audio from the phone. Well, I'm going to be making sure that I hold it a bit closer in future. And that was better, was it? Good stuff. Okay, so if I hold it better closer to the mic, then that's going to work. I could actually, as it happens, get a second mic on the phone as well. But I'm actually looking at a bit of software that is going to allow me to incorporate Clubhouse on the screen, so you guys will actually be able to see what is going on there as well, and we're going to get involved in rooms. So as the weeks go on, as I try and test a few things out, I'm going to want your feedback, and I really want to bring a lot of you that haven't got onto Clubhouse yet, or possibly don't even want to be bothered to get in there at all, to get involved, because I think there's a really good way we can bring the whole lot together, and then I can help to educate you guys by the use of the friends and family I've made through Clubhouse as well. Listen, I've been running for 22 minutes and 40 seconds so far. I just want to say thank you very much for the few people that joined. Anybody that's watching this or listening to this, watching this afterwards, then please drop us a comment below. I know that the mic wasn't working to start off with, so probably going to lose a few people, but hopefully there'll be a few that stay with it. And look out for this, because I'm going to be doing a lot more going forward. In fact, last year when we were doing shows, I was scheduling a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be starting to schedule stuff as well when I figure out how I can fit this into my day as well. I've only got about 8 or 9 weeks till I physically remove myself from day-to-day runnings of the business, which is going to allow me to do a lot more of this. Now, the problem is the desks are over here, so that's going to be a little bit difficult. However, I think we can have a soundproof room for people to do Zoom calls and things like that. I sort of don't mind there being a bit of back office, but the problem is on Clubhouse, when you've got background noise, it does create a bit of a problem. So I don't want to be doing that too much as well. Listen, we've got Zoe. Zoe has just joined as well. Zoe, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining. I'm pleased you can hear me well as well. Listen, I've been running for 23 minutes. It literally was a mic test. I'm really pleased to be doing this again. I wasn't even nervous this time, actually. But, you know, I've really enjoyed doing this, just getting going, just doing a bit of talking. I probably want to try and slow down a little bit, but you know what? It's my energy. Fuck it. It's the way I am. And people have often said they like my energy, so I'm going to be doing that as well. Now, what I'm probably going to do as well, there's going to be some morning sessions I'm going to do on here as well, and I'm going to bring in the Breakfast with Winners, which is basically the founder, Ashley Shipman has set that up, and we came on the app about the same time on Clubhouse, and also there is Paul Abercrombie and James as well, who does podcasting. So we talk, bring those guys and probably get them on the show at some stage, and someone bring in their studio into this studio and try and link up. I don't know what we're going to do, but I'm looking forward to it. This has been running for nearly 25 minutes. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me. A big love to you all, but I'm going to sign off for now. And do you know what? I haven't said this for a while, but I'm going to say ciao for now, brown cow.